If you're running a business and creating content, this is probably the real reason you're feeling burnt out. And it's not what you think. See, we talk to founders, agencies, and creators all week. And here's what so many of them miss. Their biggest bottleneck stopping them from reaching more people isn't their creativity or their ideas, it's how they operate. And chances are you're just like us, using content as a way to connect with our dream audience. And the last thing we need is how we choose to operate, slowing us down. So I'm going to chat with Ken and Daryl, the co-founders of Clipflow, and break down the key bottlenecks they faced when using content to grow a business. The goal here is to help you build a content system so smooth, so repeatable that you can finally start growing your audience and building your business.
So then you dump all the footage to the editor and say, make this exactly what I was thinking in my head without downloading that information.
I've got a clearer game plan now.
Blah, blah, blah.
Thanks, Daryl.
Go, all right, see you later. Good to chat.
We see this across heaps of creators. It's not unique in any sense. It's one of the things you stumble across right in the beginning, actually. Even, to be honest, I even had this. It was very funny. Daryl can probably remember me mentioning about it. But like when I first started making content, I started editing my videos, right? Like that's how you start. You make your content, you edit your videos, and then I was like sitting late at night editing videos, and I was like, man, this is really draining me every single night after work. I didn't want to hand over that process to someone else because I was like, no one else is going to understand what I'm saying or the code, and I make too many mistakes, and it's just not going to be as good. And funnily enough, I got to a point where I was like, I need to outsource this because it's a waste of my time because I'm really like just cutting, and then went through the process of trying to hire. This is the difference between a power user or a business and a solo creator. And this is where businesses leverage resources so that they can scale, and you need to outsource. This happens in any business. So it's like, how can you get resources in that help replace what you're doing so that you can tackle the next problem, which is the next constraint in your business that you can keep growing. A lot of people that are creators actually want to create, they start to have freedom. But what ends up happening is it actually starts taking over their whole life. Because if you think like you do a vlog channel, you'll have to film yourself. So you're collecting content, you're constantly ideating. You have to go and do the stuff. You have to collect the footage. You then have to go and edit it. And what does that mean for you? It means you're only getting out one video a week. If that's a push. And you don't want to outsource the editing. I think editing is probably the first thing most people can do. And I found when I did it personally, it just freed me up so much. And funnily enough, there are people that can do it. There's a lot of people that either are in your niche that want to do that, understand your topic, they're interested in, like, so funny. Like, so many of the editors that I've worked with, actually, I love coding. I am very interested in it. They actually get it. And in your head, you think, no one's going to be able to do it like me. Guess what? My videos are edited way better than I could ever edit them now. And it's because we outsource, and it allows me to scale and then also do more volume. So what does this mean practically? You are doing one video, you outsource the editing, you need to put in the effort to find the right editor. So we'll get into that kind of detail. But once you do that, you now can go, maybe I can do 2 videos. Guess what that means for you as a creator? Double the revenue, double the sponsors. You're now doubling your money. Yes, you've got some costs now. So your margins aren't as big, but you're making more. So let's say at 100K, you made 100%. At 200K, you only made 150, or you made, 75%. You're now still making 150K. So you're making 50K more for the same work.
When you were chatting with this creator, were they open to the idea of outsourcing? Were they against it? What were their reservations from doing it? Because from a business point of view, it seems really obvious. But why do you see that creators struggle so much with it?
Yeah, I think it was what we've seen really commonly is creative creators are very resistant to having the creative process of that. Like, only I know how to edit it. They're very resistant to it because they have bad experience. And they try an editor, they have a bad experience. They might try another editor, or they might just give up entirely because I had that bad experience one time with an editor. I'm not going to try it again, which is completely the wrong tactic to take. If you want to grow a business and you want to actually take things off your plate, you have to work with them. And if one doesn't work, you have to try again.
This kind of leans also to it's talent, right? In a business. It's like us, when we originally started, we hired signboards installers, and we were like, these people suck. They're not doing a good job. Right? And it's like, we could have just gone well, it doesn't work. So we just got to do it. If we did that, we would have literally never grown past 400K revenue. Just never would have happened. But over time, you go and you start finding superstars and you go, this person's a superstar. They just want to do this job and they're great. and you find those people. But also, funnily enough, just like everything in life, you get what you pay for. So a lot of people try paying bottom dollar. Like I did it, pay bottom dollar because like it's hard, especially when you're not making money. It's like you don't want to go and pour heaps of cash into it. So you either outsource to, video by video project. So your editor really never knows you. But the strategy there, like especially if you're a creative creator, is find someone that knows you. Find someone you can work with long term that's going to understand all the nuances, and you're going to be able to work with them and create a relationship. Maybe even buy them in. Maybe say like, we're all in it. Here's your salary plus percentage of revenue, because you've incentivized them. And they're going to stay because you want someone to stay. And I think that's like the thing. You actually have to put in the effort. And this is like any employee. It's no different. This is the thing. Business is business. It doesn't matter what niche you're in. It's all the same. Like software is creative too. Like when you write code, it's also creative. You have to do, but you also have to learn how to teach people, and it's a skill.
What can a creative creator specifically do then on the front end to help that editor out? So say they find the right person, what are some of the things they can do beforehand to really give them the best chance?
I mean, having good videos to draw from, as an example, something I learned from you that I think is really, really powerful is video recordings of the reviews, and explaining things in video. So what I would mean there is watch one of your videos on Loom explaining what you did and why is probably the fastest way to get an editor up to speed. If you find that the editor doesn't listen to that and still edit it in their own way, and you don't see that there's like a path where you could train them into the right way, get rid of them really fast. I think when you're editing or filming creatively to storytell, you're doing a lot of stuff in your head. You're like, I'm going to get this shot, like this close-up shot of this, because I know that I want to use that as a piece to tell the story later. I need that. That's part of it. This establishing shot is going to go with this moment. I just didn't get it at that time. Everything's going to get delivered as however it was shot out of the camera. You have to figure out a way of getting that information out of your head as the shooter, because when you shoot for the edit. So then you dump all the footage to the editor and say, make this exactly what I was thinking in my head without downloading that information. You've got to find a way. Either that's taking notes as you're filming, say establishing shot is for this, which would be kind of annoying, or just talk through the files once again on Loom with everything dropped into a folder, just quickly scrub through them and go I just want this shot of here for here, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to do the extra work at the start. Over time, the editor will get better at doing that without needing that. But especially when you start, if you want to have a good experience and don't want to get turned off hiring an editor at all, do the extra work up front that is more annoying to do.
Yeah. And I think it's super key. That's it's all about processes, right? It's creating processes and documents that's reproducible. Everything is reproducible. They've literally got LLMs and machines creating art. It's only an artist can do it, right? No, a machine can do it because there's certain patterns and ways that things look that, and the same as with any process in the business. So one way, even if you're filming, you're like, okay, this is an opening shot. Just run a little bit longer in the video. Say, hey, this is the opening shot.
Yeah,
that's it.
Just talk to the camera.
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to write or do anything else. It's just there. And then you go, okay, great. That's the shot. Now, the key thing here is do this breakdown once. So film it and talk through it, then edit through it and talk out loud. This is one thing that I found really handy when I started doing tutorials, is I was able to talk more while I'm thinking. Because it's actually quite hard to do, in the beginning, because you're just in your head, especially in software, you're just thinking, and it's hard to tell people what you're thinking. But people actually really like that, because okay, well, that's what you were thinking when you did that, not just do that. I don't understand why. Because then next time it's going to be a completely different clip, and it's well, it didn't make sense. I just did this. But it's no, think why I'm doing that. So while you're editing Loom and go okay, I'm using this shot. I don't like this shot because of this. So I'm going to do this. And then you watch that. And you create that one time, right? You can ship that to every editor. You don't have to do it every single time. You can just show them, this is what I was thinking. And then, right, so that's what you're doing first. Then the key thing here is you're looking for intelligent people. What does that mean? It means that when you give a command or an instruction, they get it. You don't have to keep repeating. That's the sign of intelligence. It's hey, I'm going to tell you this one thing. You do it. I don't have to keep it. Okay, now do this. Now, because then you're just babysitting, and then it's like, well, you're wasting time. Right? The goal is to have someone who can just send it. And I love this because it's like a practical example of this in our own business. I used to review all my code videos. Now, I don't even look at them because I know I have a team who can execute, who review it. And even though they may not understand the topic, the context, they get how it should feel and what a good video looks like, and they can send it. And it just means that I can just literally, content used to be such a stressor for me in our business, especially. And I think that the nice thing is we're practicing what we're preaching. I've been able to literally step away completely, just record, drop some footage in a process. So everyone follows the same process, and I just walk away. And then the video gets posted and everything's great. And it frees you up to do more videos, more quality, more content, more money. I think that in the end of the day, that's why we do this, right? You speak to any creator, it's like, I just want to have a bit more life. I want to be a bit more free. It's like, why? What does money do? It does all those things for you. So that's why I think it's super important.
Having obviously managed editors and then doing my own content, and I can highly relate to this is my creativity. I can't let it go. This is the one thing I'm good at. There's a 2-part thing here is like, do you care about your identity more than you care about your business? Because if you do, you'll keep editing and you'll keep doing the stuff that doesn't make sense for you to do. And if you do, that's okay, but you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like, that's what I'm learning over and over. And that's why it's worth the energy and the time. I want to output this much at this level and I'm going to do all of it. It's like, you literally are setting yourself up to feel terrible. And then you're not going to like making content anyway. I've been there 1,000 times over. And so if you want to do the editing, that's sick. But that's probably not why you're watching this video.
Yeah, it's the lowest lift. I mean, not the lowest. It's the highest lift for the lowest return. Realistically, because like people say, like, there's not enough good editors, or I can't find a good editor. It's like, okay, well, how many movies do you watch? Like, do you reckon there's not enough editors to go around? There's only 3 editors in the world that make all the movies. No.
The answer to that is always like, when you ask how many have you tried, it's always 2 or 3. Like, how much work have you actually put into unlocking the freedom to not have to edit? Because I doubt anyone's answer is going to be, I've tried 15 people and they were all wrong. And also I spent all the time to train each one perfectly.
And they were the cheapest. And they were not the most invested. And I didn't vet them. And we never jumped on a call. You know, like, we're seeing that even as we're reaching out to thumbnail designers. I'm like, let's jump on a call. 5 minutes. Oh, I don't do calls. I'm like, okay, I mean, tell me what you do anyway. But that I know for me, I only find great people when we do calls. It's the only way it's ever worked.
It's a collaborative process. If you're not going to be able to collaborate, then we're not interested.
That's right.
But that's the thing. You got to. Have you done 100? Have you done 100 interviews? Have you tried 100 edits? No. Have you tried all the ranges? Have you looked at full-time in your country? Have you looked at someone close by? Have you looked at every country? Like, what have you done? Like, this is the question. It's like the same. Like, Daryl and I have a similar thing, and I know that it's not the world. It's just, how hard have we tried? The constraint always been in our business is really top quality tech talent, like software engineers. But I can't tell you with a straight face that I've tried my hardest to get higher tech. I've tried, but I haven't tried my hardest. Like, if that was
never been your 100% focus for 3 months, you'd have a very different result.
I would have a different I know that. I know that for a fact. It's like, I'm not willing to do that.
Rails-based recruiting app spooled up in the first week.
Yeah, but it's true, because it's like, I don't believe at this point in time it's our biggest constraint.
Yes.
I don't think it's our biggest constraint. So you have to identify the biggest constraint in your business, and then you attack that with everything you have. That's all that you care about, and let everything else kind of just flounder. But for us, I've never really felt like, oh, that's our biggest constraint. If it was, and it will be, we will then go and all of our attention will be on that. And that's like, I'm not coding. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I am just finding software engineers, and I am just paying the top dollar, and I'm just trying to figure out what can I do, and I'm just showing them how to be onboarded. That's all I'm doing, and I'm creating a process. That's what's key, and I think that's what key for any business. It's like, you're gonna do this as a creator. You're gonna do this for an editor. Then you're gonna lock that in. And you're like, sick. We're doing 2 videos, 3 videos a week. Cool. Revenue's flying. Oh, guess what? Now I need to do the thumbs. I'm lagging on the thumbs. Now I need a thumb designer. Now you can do the same thing on the only I can do thumbs. Only I can do thumbs. No, you can't. There's lots of people who can do thumbs. You got to find the right one. You got to pay the right money. But what you're trying to build a business. If you're doing everything in a business, you're not like a CEO or you're a business owner. You're just a high paid, or probably not even a high paid employee, right? You're still an employee of your business. When you can finally actually step back and go like, oh, I don't actually have to do anything, then you own a business. And I think that's the goal. And that sets you free. That's like where, like Linus has done this with Linus Tech Tips, right?
Yeah.
He's still on video, but he's got a business.
He's opting in for that. He wants to do it because he loves it.
That's all
he says that all the time.
Yeah. And that's 100% fine. I love what I do. I also want to do it. But there's lots of jobs I don't want to do.
Yeah.
I want to do the things that you love and the things that you're really good at, and then let everyone else do it. Like a lot of people think I'm the best editor. You're not the best editor. You're not. You might have creative, but this is where I learned a lot from Zach too, is like, it's not about the edit. It's actually, and Hormozi says this too, it's about the work you put in prior. If you can come up with a really good script and a story and then film those pieces, you're actually going to have a better product at the end. The editor's not going to determine that because you're going to have written, okay, shot of this. Now I'm going to talk about this. Now shot of this. You've planned it. That's what big movies do. They meticulously plan every shot to tell a story, and it's there for a reason, not just you're getting some random editor to try and make it up on the fly. And I'm sorry, because I do this for Zach all the time. Like, here's content, make something out of it. And he's like, ugh.
That's a great point, dude. I actually want to just riff on that quick, because essentially what you're doing by trying to do it in the edit yourself, if you're like, I'm the editor, that's what makes it special, is you're trying to make up for what you should have done on the front end. And then when you hire an editor, now you're expecting them to understand what you should have done on the front end. And so technically, even in that process, the more, and I see it with our videos we're doing, the more I give our team clarity on why we're doing, how we're doing it, the process, the better videos are. And they don't have to spend 4 days trying to work out what to do with it. It still takes them the same amount of time. So that's a great point, dude.
You just have to reframe. What am I doing? What is my goal? Like if your goal, like Zach says, is to be a creative person and just have editing and you're having fun and you're happy at what you are, you won. Like, I like how Hormozi says that. You won. You're getting exactly what you want. But if you feel like it's killing you and crushing you and you're going to give up, you're not winning and you need to change something, or you're going to just probably end up doing something completely else, something else. So if you want to run a business, I think very different way of thinking about things. And you have to, sometimes it might be like, hey, I'm instead of 100% quality, I'm doing 90, but I'm shipping twice as much. And guess what? By doing that, I'm going to do more reps. I'm going to get better anyway. And your 90 will then become your past 100.